You may have heard people say that Buddhism is a science, or that it contains mysteries and esoteric practices that help one achieve happiness and attain nirvana. But how would you feel if I told you that Buddhism is, in essence, an atheistic religious philosophy? A religion not based on the concept of an omnipotent God or supernatural miracles, but one that emphasizes the idea that the key to enlightenment and happiness lies within each of us, not in any divine being. Buddhism offers a unique approach, a method that directly addresses the nature of suffering and happiness. Throughout history, this approach has inspired profound debates, challenging traditional notions of religion and belief systems. Welcome, seekers of wisdom and awakening. Today we will explore a profound question that has perplexed humanity for centuries. Why does Buddhism not rely on belief in a God or an almighty, sacred being? First, let us clarify that this is not a critique or rejection of any particular faith. Buddhism encourages free thought, inviting us to question everything, including its own teachings. Whether you are devout, skeptical, or simply curious to explore different perspectives, this is a space for you. This journey will lead you to profound insights, shatter ingrained assumptions, and open a new window into the nature of religion and philosophy. When we think of God, most of us imagine an omnipotent creator, an all-knowing being who wields absolute power over the universe. This image has deeply influenced the cultures and spiritual consciousness of many religions and philosophies worldwide. But intriguingly, in Buddhism, this concept is not central to its teachings. The Buddha did not prioritize discussing or affirming the existence of a creator. Instead, he focused on a more immediate and practical question: how to end human suffering here and now. When asked about the nature of God or the origins and workings of the universe, the Buddha often chose silence. This silence was not evasion or denial, but a reminder that such questions, though intellectually compelling, have no direct relevance to the urgent matter of liberating ourselves from suffering. He recognized that pondering the nature of God or the universe's origins does not change the reality that we are still bound by suffering, anxiety, and ignorance in our daily lives. Rather than pursuing metaphysical inquiries, the Buddha urged us to turn inward, to uncover the causes and solutions to our suffering through self-reflection and action. Over centuries, this pragmatic and profoundly humanistic approach has given rise to a worldview that is largely non-theistic in most Buddhist traditions. However, this does not mean that Buddhism outright denies the existence of divine beings or supernatural entities. In many Buddhist traditions, gods, celestial realms, and supernatural entities are acknowledged, but not as omnipotent creators. Instead, they are understood as symbols or manifestations of enlightened qualities, such as wisdom, compassion, or patience, that we all have the potential to cultivate. This perspective transforms how we view divinity and enlightenment. Instead of looking upward for a supreme power, Buddhism encourages us to look inward, to discover the seeds of enlightenment within ourselves. Each person is a Buddha or an awakened being. This serves as a powerful reminder that the path to liberation does not depend on reliance on any external entity, but is a personal journey of self-discovery, where we ignite the flame of wisdom and compassion to dispel the darkness of ignorance and suffering. Self-reliance over divine intervention. Buddhism places profound faith in human self-reliance, a bold and challenging stance in the context of many religious traditions founded on dependence on divine powers or supernatural forces. The Buddha taught that each of us, regardless of background or circumstance, possesses an inherent source of strength, wisdom, and compassion. These are not foreign or unreachable traits, but are at the core of human nature, awaiting discovery and cultivation. The image of a hidden superhero within each of us beautifully encapsulates this idea. Instead of waiting for an external savior to free us from suffering, Buddhism emphasizes that we are the ones who hold the key to liberation. Deities, if they exist, serve only as symbols or inspirations, not as direct agents capable of altering karma or resolving suffering. This radical distinction transforms the spiritual path into a personal journey, an active process of self-exploration and transformation. This concept demands an extraordinary capacity for self-awareness and self-realization. It is not merely about understanding or knowledge, but requires continuous dedicated practice. And herein lies a significant challenge. Humanity has been conditioned to think and act within the framework of collective ideologies imposed by society since birth. While reliance on divine powers or prayer offers immediate comfort and hope, Buddhism asks us to confront ourselves directly, to face our pain and weaknesses head-on. It encourages us to find answers by delving into the core truth of our struggles and their underlying nature. This highlights that happiness is not a gift bestowed externally, but a result of consistent efforts to understand and transform our inner world. The Buddha's words, "Be a light unto yourself," are a revolutionary proclamation. They challenge traditional belief systems and inspire an independent spirit of inquiry. To light your own torch is not only to believe in your own capabilities, but also a call to continuously question, to doubt, and never to accept any doctrine or authority blindly. This does not diminish the value of community or teachings, but rather emphasizes that everything, even a revered teaching or a beloved teacher, must be tested against our direct experience and personal wisdom. The torch the Buddha speaks of is not an external flame, but the light of awakening, intelligence, and steadfastness within each of us. By lighting our own torch, we not only illuminate our path, but also share that light with others. This is the true essence of compassion. Not to bestow, but to guide and inspire others to find their own light. This is why Buddhism, a religion without a god or divine being, offers a profound and rich spiritual path, one founded on self-reliance, wisdom, and unconditional compassion. Karma and rebirth, the endless flow of cause and effect. Pause for a moment and reflect. What if every action we take, every word we utter, and even the fleeting thoughts we have are bricks paving the road of our present and future? This is the essence of karma and rebirth in Buddhism, a causal system that requires no intervention from a supreme deity, yet is profoundly intricate and inescapable, embodying the universal law of all things. Above all, it is the truth. In Buddhism, karma is not a form of judgment or punishment imposed from an external source. It is the reflection of what we have sown. Virtuous actions bring joy and peace, while unwholesome actions lead to suffering. The fascinating aspect is that there is no judge keeping a record of our deeds. We ourselves hold the reins of our destiny through every action, word, and thought. Karma is like a wave we create ourselves. It ripples outward and eventually returns to us. This system operates not only within a single lifetime, but stretches across countless lives, forming an endless cycle of samsara. This brings us to another core teaching of Buddhism, anatta, non-self. If everything is in a state of flux, including the self we cling to, who then bears the consequences of karma? The answer lies in the stream of consciousness, a continuous flow, ever-changing yet never static. Picture a river. The water in that river is never the same as it was yesterday or even moments ago, yet the flow persists unceasingly. We too are a convergence of countless elements, thoughts, emotions, actions, all interwoven and constantly transforming. There is no fixed, unchanging self behind it all. Instead, we are a stream, perpetually moving under the force of our karma. This perspective not only reshapes how we view ourselves, but also prompts profound questions about the nature of personal responsibility. If no one judges us, and we are ever-changing streams, then responsibility lies nowhere but within ourselves, in the present moment. The wonder of karma and rebirth is this. It liberates us from dependency on divine concepts, while placing complete power in our own hands. We need no savior because each of us holds the ability to transform our karma, alter our path, and create a brighter future. Each of us is a savior, not anyone else. Buddhism not only teaches about cause and effect, but also shows us how to transcend the limitations imposed by karma through wisdom, compassion, and mindfulness. All of this lies within our grasp, and even the strongest currents can be guided back to the ocean of liberation. Embracing change, the journey to true freedom. You may find this idea hard to grasp. How could letting go of the self, that which we often consider our identity or essence, be the key to ending suffering? You are not alone. From ancient Greek philosophers to modern thinkers, the concept of the self has always been a topic of lively debate. Yet in the teachings of the Buddha, this is one of the most profound truths. Clinging to the self is the root of all suffering. Why? Because the self, according to the Buddha, is an illusion. We often believe that we possess an unchanging core self, but in reality, everything, our emotions, thoughts, and even our identity, is in constant flux. Holding on to something that doesn't truly exist is like trying to grasp smoke. The tighter you hold, the more elusive and painful it becomes. More importantly, accepting change is not a passive act. It is liberation. When we let go of the notion of a fixed self, we not only free ourselves from suffering, but also open up a vast space for freedom. This is the essence of letting go, a principle often emphasized in Buddhism. However, the Buddha did not want us to merely understand this through teachings or concepts. He did not ask us to believe him, but instead invited us to experience the truth for ourselves. This is why direct experience is paramount in Buddhism. Through meditation and mindfulness, we not only see the impermanence of all things, but also feel it in every moment of life. Imagine your mind as a mirror. When clouded by illusions and attachments, that mirror reflects only a distorted reality. But through mindfulness, observing your mind without judgment or interference, that mirror gradually becomes clear. In that clarity, you not only see reality as it is, but also realize that you are inseparably part of its flow. Meditation is not merely an exercise. It is a gateway that leads you beyond delusion and into the realm of awakening. There, you need no belief to attain liberation. You only need the depth of your own experience. This is why the Buddha emphasized that the path to enlightenment is not found in scriptures or the teachings of others, but in the inner exploration of your own being. By embracing change, we not only release the burden of the self, but also learn to live harmoniously with the flow of life. In that flow, nothing is lost, only transformed. And in understanding this, you find not only freedom, but the realization that freedom has always been there, waiting for you to discover it. Beyond words and beliefs, where does ultimate truth lie? Pause for a moment and ask yourself, could it be that the words, concepts, and beliefs we cling to are but faint shadows of a greater truth? In Buddhism, the answer is yes. Ultimate truth is not something that can be captured by theory or explanation. It is something that can only be deeply realized through direct experience. This is not a rejection of knowledge or intellect, but a reminder that words and concepts, no matter how refined, are mere tools and not the essence of things. The Buddha once said, "My teachings are like a finger pointing at the moon. Do not mistake the finger for the moon." This means that what is taught is not the ultimate truth itself, but a means to guide us toward a state of understanding that transcends all definitions. So, what is this truth? It is the profound realization that boundless wisdom and compassion do not reside outside of us, but are inherent in our very nature. Yet to touch this truth, you cannot merely listen or reflect. You must discover it for yourself through experience. Instead of being drawn into debates about the existence of God or the ultimate meaning of the universe, Buddhism invites us on a different journey, one that turns inward. This is a journey of self-discovery, where answers are not sought externally, but within the depths of our own mind and heart. Imagine you are on a treasure hunt. But the treasure is not somewhere far away. It is hidden deep within your own awareness. The ultimate reward is not something you can see or touch, but the recognition of the boundless wisdom and compassion that have always been there. The truth beyond words is not a denial of life or its complexity. Instead, it teaches us that everything, from beliefs and concepts to emotions, is merely a tool for us to uncover our true nature. Once you understand that all appearances are part of reality, you realize that there is nothing to cling to, nothing to reject. Everything is a means to return to yourself. Ultimately, this is liberation, a state where definitions and explanations are no longer needed, leaving only pure awareness. In the stillness of that awareness, you do not merely see the truth, you become the truth. And when this happens, you understand that the journey was never about reaching somewhere, but about returning to your true essence. The ultimate truth needs no argument or defense. It exists as it is. And this is the most profound message of Buddhism. Quietly seek, be true to yourself, and the truth will naturally reveal itself. Historical examples. Direct experience on the path to liberation. One of the most distinctive features of Buddhism is its emphasis on personal experience over blind faith. This creates a profound difference in the spiritual approach and has inspired countless historical anecdotes. Let us begin with the story of Sariputta, one of the Buddha's foremost disciples. One day, an ascetic approached him and challenged, "You don't believe in God. How can your path be complete?" Sariputta, with calmness and wisdom, replied, "My friend, even if there were a creator, it wouldn't change the Buddhist path. We follow this path not because of belief, but because we have experienced for ourselves that the Buddha's teachings lead to peace and liberation." Sariputta's response highlights that faith is not the core of Buddhism. Instead, the path to enlightenment must be validated through personal experience. It serves as a reminder that truth does not arise from lofty concepts, but from practice and awareness in everyday life. Another compelling example comes from the Kalama Sutta, one of the most renowned Buddhist scriptures, where the Buddha directly addresses the issue of blind faith. When asked how to discern between right and wrong, he delivered a revolutionary message. Do not believe something because it has been passed down through generations. Do not believe it because it is found in scriptures. Do not believe it because it appears logical or is widely accepted. Do not believe it simply because you think, "This teacher is my master." Only when you know for yourself that something is unwholesome, harmful, and leads to suffering, abandon it. And when you know for yourself that something is wholesome, virtuous, and leads to happiness, embrace and practice it. This teaching is not just a moral compass, but an affirmation that truth must be tested through direct experience. It empowers individuals to find their path, rather than relying on dogma or authority. Such stories have shaped Buddhism into an open and practical system of thought. Rather than encouraging dependence on faith, Buddhism teaches that everyone has the ability to uncover the truth for themselves. This uniqueness makes Buddhism accessible to anyone, regardless of their religious background, offering universal lessons on wisdom, compassion, and freedom. These examples reveal that the essence of Buddhism lies not in accepting a belief system, but in personal inquiry and enlightenment. It is not merely a philosophy, but an invitation. Step beyond the boundaries of belief to truly live and experience the truth for yourself. Today, we embarked on a journey to explore the depths of spirituality and confront a profound question. Why do Buddhists not believe in God? The answer is not merely a rejection of a concept, but an invitation to step beyond conventional frameworks, to explore and realize the profundity of Buddhism's non-theistic, non-religious philosophy. Buddhism, with its relentless spirit of questioning, offers a simple and liberating approach. Instead of awaiting a savior or relying on inherited beliefs, it encourages us to look deeply within ourselves, test the truth through personal experience, and uncover paths to liberation through our inherent wisdom and compassion. Whatever stance one takes on this perspective, it is undeniable that Buddhism provides a refreshing and inspiring outlook. It is not just a system of philosophy, but also a call to awakening, a journey toward discovering the true essence of oneself. This path is not paved with clear answers, but requires courage to explore, confront, and transform. And finally, what is the greatest lesson Buddhism offers? That we all possess the ability to find truth and liberation within our own hearts and minds. The answers do not lie in any book, teaching, or doctrine, but await discovery through daily practice and mindfulness. Stay curious, never stop asking questions, and never lose compassion. On this journey, you will not only find answers, but also uncover your power to live a meaningful, profound, and radiant life filled with wisdom. Thank you for joining us. If this is your first visit to the Buddhist path, we are a channel that delves into mindfulness, spiritual growth, and the art of peaceful living. Subscribe and hit the notification bell to ensure you don't miss our latest teachings on living a balanced and fulfilling life. Your support helps us reach milestones and encourages us to continue creating meaningful content. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments. Let's walk this journey towards self-awakening and harmony together. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.